The Patriot Ledger's Ron Hobson is the Dean of Patriots Reporter. He's the only one to cover the team since its first season in 1960. Listen to him tell us the Super Bowl story.
The New England Patriots are one giant step away from completing the greatest football season of all time. They blitzed the rest of the National Football League in the regular season, finishing an unprecedented 16-0. They turned back Jacksonville in the divisional round in the playoffs and San Diego in the conference championship. On Sunday in Glendale, Arizona, they will face the New York Giants in Super Bowl 42. A win will give them 4 titles in 7 years. They are, in the words of linebacker Junior Seau, one step from ever. Here's a look back at the dynasty in the making. In 2001, season started on a sour note. The Patriots lost the opener in the second game. Then they lost quarterback Drew Bledsoe with a serious injury against the Jets. He was replaced by Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick in the previous year's draft. All the untested backup did was lead the team to an 11-3 record over the rest of the season. With Coach Bill Belichick calling the shots and Charlie Weiss running the offense, the team marched into the playoffs. They beat the Oakland Raiders in heavy snow at Foxborough Stadium, with Adam Vinatieri kicking a field goal in overtime. It was the last game played at Foxborough Stadium. Against Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship game, Bledsoe came in on relief for the injured Brady and led the Patriots to an upset win. Brady returned to the Super Bowl 36 against the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams. Despite being a 2-touchdown underdog, New England took a 7-3 lead in the second quarter and increased it to 17-3 at the end of the 3 quarters. But the Rams rallied, tied the game at 17 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. With no timeouts left and the clock running, Patriot quarterback Tom Brady drove the offense to the St. Louis 30-yard line with 7 seconds to play. Adam Vinatieri's dramatic 48-yard field goal as time expired gave New England its first NFL championship, 20-17. It was the first Super Bowl ever decided on the last play. Brady, of course, was the MVP. Like 2001, the 2003 season got off to an inauspicious start. Coach Bill Belichick sent Lawyer Malloy packing just before Game 1, and a 31-0 loss to the Buffalo Bills resulted. They were disappointing 2-2 in September, but reeled off 12 straight wins to finish 14-2. With a pair of potent weapons in Deion Branch and David Givens, Tom Brady passed for 23 touchdowns. In a bookend finale in the regular season, the Patriots pounded the Bills 31-0 at Gillette Stadium. In the first playoff game in their new home, in the coldest playoff game ever played by the Patriots, they narrowly beat the Tennessee Titans 17-14. They won their second AFC title in 3 years with a 24-14 win over Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. 2 years later, Super Bowl 38 had too much Janet Jackson for the network census, and the Patriots had too much Tom Brady and too much Adam Vinatieri for the Carolina Panthers. New England let a 21-10 lead slip away in the fourth quarter. But in one of the wildest finishes ever, the Patriots rallied to take the lead, and Carolina came back to tie the game at 29-all with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. But Brady drove the Patriots to the Carolina 23, and Vinatieri kicked a 41-yard field goal with 4 seconds remaining. Brady earned his second MVP award for throwing for 354 yards and 3 touchdowns. Givens and Branch also had big games for New England, along with running back Antoine Smith and Kevin Falk. Picking up where they had left off, the Patriots opened the 2004 season with 6 straight wins, extending their winning streak to a record 21 games. They finished at 14-2 for the second straight year. The big off-season pickup was free agent running back Corey Dillon, who rushed for a team record 1,635 yards. The other big story was the stingy defense, led by veterans Willie McGinnis, Rodney Harrison, and Teddy Bruschi. To return to the Super Bowl, the Patriots would have to be one of the league's best offenses and one of the best defenses. So much for superlatives. New England held the Colts to a field goal in a 20-3 win and smacked the Steelers for 5 touchdowns in a 41-27 rout. All that was left was Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Harrison had a pair of interceptions, and Bruschi had one. Deion Branch, who missed most of the regular season, turned in an MVP performance with 11 catches for 133 yards and a touchdown. Once again, although with less flair than usual, an Adam Vinatieri field goal was the difference in the 24-21 win. It would be a long 3 years before New England made it back to the Super Bowl. Gone were 3 players who played major roles in the championship seasons. Vinatieri and Willie McGinnis left as free agents, and Deion Branch was traded. The prelude to the 2007 season was the AFC title game in January. The Colts and Peyton Manning finally got their revenge. Indianapolis overcame an 18-point first-half deficit en route to a last-minute 38-34 win. New England responded in the offseason by restocking the receiver corps. The big splash was signing a Pro Bowler Randy Moss. But Wes Welker and Dante Stallworth turned out to be key contributors. Unless you spend the last 5 weeks in Kathmandu, you know the story. Patriots made a farce of the regular season, winning 16 times in 16 tries. They had 4 close calls, games that you might have gone either way, but in the end they were perfect. The regular season ended with a 38-35 win over the New York Giants. No one expected the two teams to meet again this year. Tom Brady threw a record 50 touchdowns, a record 23 of them to Moss. They set records for most wins and points. They also set astounding 83 team and league records, some sublime and some silly. Lawrence Maroney didn't set any records, but much more important, by the end of the year, had blossomed into a premier running back. The Jacksonville Jaguars gave them a game in the divisional playoff. The Jacksonville Jaguars gave the Patriots a tough game in the divisional playoff, but lost. Brady completed 26 of 28 passes in that contest and threw for 3 touchdowns. The San Diego Chargers upset the Colts, but came up short against New England. For once, Brady was mortal. The Chargers caught 3 of his passes. For the second week in a row, Randy Moss had just 1 catch. And still the Patriots are in control, winning 21-12. In the NFC, the Giants knocked out the Dallas Cowboys and then the Green Bay Packers. These were the 2 best teams in the NFC this year. The other Manning brother, Eli, finally began playing like a first-rate NFL quarterback, if not one of the elite. The team enters the Super Bowl on a streak of 10 straight road wins, a record. Now, they are all that stands between the Patriots and perfection. This is Ron Hobson for the Patriot Ledger.